Welcome back. This is round four, game one of the Get Your Game On Store Championship on February 20th, 2016. On the right, I have Trevor playing Chaos Theory. On the left, I have Steven playing NBN NEH. Hi, Steven.
Hello. So I decided to take NEH this tournament. I usually don't play NBN, but I wanted to try something different. Uh,
And you're doing very well. This is the fourth round, and this is the top table. So you and
mhm.
Trevor are highest prestige that haven't played each other yet. I believe you've done pretty well on the day. So this kind of determines who makes the top four. Uh, so I think you looked at your opening hands. Trevor's coming back, and you're going to start off your first
Looks like I
turn.
kept it. Yeah. Don't really remember much about what was in my hand there, but looks like not too many agendas, which is always a good thing.
Right, and that's a good
And I'm a
start
little,
with hedge fund right away.
yep, definitely the start. I think I want to have. I'm a little bit nervous about playing against Shaper because, of course, if they can just get money and get clot and clone chips out, it can be pretty tough, especially since this list does not have any shipment from Sansan or really any Shaper tech. It was mostly uh, meant to play against Anarchs, which was all the rage.
Right. And he's got a pretty decent start with Astrolabe and a Diesel and finishing up with a daily cast. So this is going to be good hands. No one's lagging behind from the beginning.
Yep. Think I see the Astro in my hand, but uh, not much to score it with. So looks like I might try to push it behind this ice though.
Okay, so that's
Yep.
a bold move. See it calling his bluff. See if he has that
hmm
SMC or Corroder or Lady if it happens to be but he just goes for
But
Magnum Opus.
as Chaos Theory often does,
Right.
installs Magnum Opus instead, which is the big benefit, I suppose, of playing against something like Chaos Theory instead of something like Kate, where Kate is usually a lot faster than Chaos Theory, who likes to install Magnum Opus and set up things before really doing anything. I do have a lot of agendas in HQ at this point, which he
Yeah.
steals.
But
But,
right. If you're gonna
as
lose
far as
any
agendas go,
agendas, those are the
yeah.
ones to lose.
So
And
not terrible, and I score the good one. So,
yeah, so that's fast start on both sides. Um,
yep.
and luckily, he hasn't threatened any kind of clot action with the clone chip or SMC.
Yeah. So this DBS can help me. Oh, there's
Right.
the SMC. Stop me from shoving another Astro out right away.
At this point, are you looking for ice or econ or more agendas with that DBS?
Um, I'm at a comfortable amount of credits. I'm probably just looking for uh, stuff to shove into the remote. Um, like a Sansan would be good here, just so I
Right.
can uh, make plays with that. I actually didn't see what this was, and I don't remember either. So it's possible this is like a Beal or something that I don't want to keep in hand, or it might just be a Sansan that I would like to have out so I can start doing stuff with.
Yeah. It probably. Yeah, I would imagine it would be very unlikely to get a Beal unless you wanted it with that
Yeah,
DBS and
yeah.
he
Oh,
already
yeah.
cleared out your hand.
Of course, yeah. I would probably not keep a Beal here. Um,
All right. So it looks like he's using SMC uh, and picks out a corroder before he knows what ice he's going to encounter.
yeah. Oh, this is because he just tried to play his other SMC in hand. So he's gonna get out the Croter before playing that, so he has enough memory. Oh, he did have enough memory though.
Yeah, I think he
Oh yeah.
miscounted and
Whoops.
thought he was Haley or Kate.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
Rotor is pretty good against NBN because
right.
wraparound is pretty good. Just a Sansan in there.
That's exactly what you want in the spot is to just get
Yeah.
a Sansan and have him not trash it, or maybe even trash it. It's not a bad outcome either way for the corp.
Yep. And even though wraparound only 1 credit for Corroder, you can just kind of put things in the remote and make them run through it several times, and it can end up adding up. So I have a Biotic in hand. Usually not very good against Shaper because it's so easy to clot through.
Right.
But it does allow you to make some plays where you can install CVS and score through the clot. So
Exactly.
it's still nice to have.
So now you have access to two fast advance
Mm.
tools in the same turn.
Huh. Okay, so
You did go for the biotic play, and then testing out to see if he has clot, but
he has 3 credits here. I remember this.
okay.
So I saw that he couldn't get clot, and I think I drew this Biotic Labor second click. So I decided to just score out uh, this. I assume this is an Astro. Yeah, score out this Astro, blow the Biotic Labor to get it out of my hand while he can't clot me. Because I know in a turn, clout will be back online and that window will have closed.
Right. And you have team sponsorship over there, so you can. Yeah, I think you got a piece of ice on that remote. I think you probably
Yeah,
brought back the special offer.
yeah, probably the special offer there. Yeah, so that's what this NBN deck is. This was uh, pretty recently after the most wanted list hit, and
Right.
so people were still trying to feel out what NBN was going to do. So this is the idea that some people came up with, where you don't spend the influence on NAPD and you instead play 3 Explodapalooza and 3 Special Offer. So you essentially have 12 hedge funds in your deck, and you use that to just go super fast and try to uh, blow through everyone.
Makes sense.
Um,
And there's
it's a
your
CVS.
CVS,
Unfortunate.
but that may be you may have access to it with team sponsorship.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. Looks like I don't have a lot of credits, so no res on R&D, but uh, just a single access, no R&D interface is coming down yet, so not really a
Right.
big deal.
And I guess you decide to shuffle in that uh, 15 minutes. So his
Yeah.
time in the sun has ended.
Yeah, I think I just didn't have much to do here. I didn't want to draw and leave an agenda on HQ, so
Right.
have a spare click, might as well take the 15 minutes back.
So I think at this point he just needs to have enough money to always threaten Clot and maybe start getting some way to threaten R&D as well.
Yeah, I definitely think once he gets his breakers out and can start threatening Clot, that's the position where I'm kind of in a chokehold.
Right.
But like in this position here where he's a little low on money and only has 1 SMC, right? It opens the possibility for me like putting something in the remote and then putting Enigma in front of it or something like that, where he
Exactly.
needs to both get Clot and also uh, get his code gate breaker.
And with team sponsorship, if he keeps giving you money with those special offers and trashing things that remote, you can start if you can leave that CVS on the board. You can start bringing it back after each score. It'll just
Hmm.
make your fast advance 3 credits more expensive,
Yeah.
unless he happens to have a sacrificial construct.
Yeah, that would be very unfortunate. But luckily, I don't think a lot of people are playing Sacrificial Construct at this point. Mm. So it looks like I first click draw a Beal.
Yeah, that's what it
Mm.
looks like as well. So what you really want is another piece of ice that's not a barrier.
Yeah, so I can gear check him on this remote. think first click drawing there might have been a mistake. Or that was the last click draw.
Hmm. And it looks like he's possibly on a stealth build with putting that
Yeah.
cloak down. And he also has that clone chip, so
Yep.
he's got a couple of chances at clot.
Yeah. Which will start to get pretty out of control. Not sure about trashing this pad though.
Yeah, I think
I
probably
think
that's
that
that sponsorship is probably going to be a bigger deal,
yeah, I think the sponsorship and the DBS are both definitely bigger deals than that.
right? I
Because if
think
this DBS goes down, then like I'm gonna be drawing way more agendas than I currently am.
right. Yeah, sometimes if I leave a DBS going for a while, it's hard to think to trash it, and maybe I'll trash it only after I get a Jackson shuffle.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna make him get clot here. Not sure. You didn't really need to, unless he's really worried about shipment from Sansan, which is a reasonable threat. But
Right.
uh, no shipment comes, he gets the clot anyway. And we'll see how I put another ice on this remote. No, we're just gonna take money instead.
And was that the Beal or was that an asset or an upgrade?
Um, I do not remember.
Okay, we'll see.
Well, we'll see right now, I guess.
It was a Jackson.
Just Jackson.
So yeah, I think at this point he needs to trash that DBS or the team
Hmm.
sponsorship.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Team sponsorship. Team sponsorship's really good. It's almost not worth it because it's only going to be 2 more scores.
Right.
So like only one more trigger of team sponsorship for the rest of the game, basically. Um, but I definitely agree on DBS. That's been running the entire game,
Right.
which is just very good for me.
It's so hard to discount how useful it is.
Hmm. Yeah, when it's running, it doesn't seem that bad, but
Right.
the total utility it gives you is very good. So see some more things. I think at this point I'm digging for like a biotic CVS play.
Right. And I think you didn't get it, so you just purged.
Yeah, which is also now whenever I install things, he is gonna have to consider if he wants to get that out again,
Right.
which will end up you know costing him clone chips, putting pressure on him,
Right.
which is good.
At least for his side of things, it's not. It's only a wraparound that he has to go through. It would be a
Yeah,
lot worse if it was a res toll booth or
yeah, which is one of the kind of sacrifices this deck makes compared to like the older NEH decks. Like the most, there's no toll booth in this deck.
mm,
It has little engine and 2 Archangel are kind of the big ice, and that's really it. So it's
right.
very, very rushy, and there's definitely not much staying power in the ice. Speaking of Archangel,
Yeah, that's so tough even for Shaper when it they have the best
hmm
tools against it, or I mean outside of David, but
yeah, and he has some very expensive things to bounce. Like bouncing this Magnum Opus here is a
right.
pretty huge hit to his economy.
You probably decide. Mm, you might have decided
Like,
to bounce the R&D interface.
yeah, I could have done that too, and it would have stopped him from getting that.
Right.
Um, I think I'd probably still
Yeah, it's a
bounce
tough
the
call.
Opus instead. Yeah, just because it's significantly harder for him to replay the Opus than to play the R&D interface.
Right.
Because if he can take Opus money, it's not that bad to
Right.
reinstall that.
Yeah, it looks like he's only at 2 or 3 credits at this point.
Yeah. So I still have that Beal in hand.
But he hasn't been hitting HQ since that leg work, so
Yep.
which is a tough call since you did use Jackson.
Yeah, I used Jackson and I've had DBS up the whole game, so it's pretty. no, there's not likely to be many agendas in HQ. It looks like I'll cover R&D a little bit more. This deck is definitely very prone to giving up accesses, so I'm going to try to shore that up a little bit, and we'll get a second DBS online just to dig for what I want a little more. And there's the CVS, which I
Okay.
assume I'll take. Yeah. So I have Fast Track, I have CVS.
Now the question is, do you put it on R&D where it's probably the safest,
Mm-hmm.
or make him play the
No.
never advance game by putting it in that
Mm-hmm.
remote? Yeah, if you had another piece of ice there, it would be a pretty easy choice.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it's just a Jackson there.
Right.
So asked him if he wanted to clot, but no. And I'm just going to dig some more. I think I am digging for the biotic at this point. I also just drew a Sand so that can go in the remote, make him trash it, which would be a little nice.
Hmm.
But he does have Magnum Opus, so not too big of a deal.
Yeah. Although it is hard to, it still requires 3 clicks to recover
Yeah.
from the magnum opus, and you stay can't slow things down.
Yeah. Magnum Opus is definitely takes a lot of clicks,
Right.
which is probably why he hasn't found the time to trash the DVSs here,
Hmm.
because it just takes so many clicks to take the money and then run those
Right.
and get rid of them.
Right. He's finally gonna check HQ.
Gonna take HQ.
He might not have had enough to trash the Sand.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Just the fast track again. I get 3 DBS triggers.
Yeah, that's really nice. Now I can finally start getting into getting the ice you need. Let's see. Do you place another piece of ice there?
Yeah, let's see if I have any. I'm not sure if I have any ice at this point. Uh, this list has 10 real ice and then 3 special offers, so
Yeah.
not very much.
And there's the Sand. This time he's trashing it.
Yeah,
Probably a smart move.
yeah, definitely. With the Astro counter and the Sand, much easier to
Right.
bait out Clot.
And now he's in a tough spot because he's got to leave that clone chip, so he can't get a
Mm.
decoder to threaten R&D, and he probably doesn't have a lot of clicks to draw up to see if he can find it. So it's a close game, but it definitely seems he's behind at this point.
Yeah, it's tough to say, just because I am in a super awkward position here where I kind of need to assemble this clunky combo in hand to do anything.
Right.
Right? Like ideally, back in the day, you could just like make a pretty taxing remote with like toll booth, and then never advance things in there, and that ends up being really taxing for them.
Mm-hmm.
But the ice here is not really big enough to make that a credible threat,
See,
and so I can't.
yeah, I kind of question a little bit that trashing that pad campaign in that server. You've been you you've been signaling that you're using that server for your
Hmm.
scores, and if you left it there, you have to trash it. So that would probably be a giveaway for putting an agenda.
Yeah. To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I'm actually installing this remote anymore, because he has the cloak out, so it doesn't actually cost him anything to
Right.
trash or to
It
run
might as
that,
well
but
get that extra draw.
might as well get a draw. But maybe there is an argument for not drawing as well, though.
Right. Yeah, you made the side never to ice up HQ.
And it looks like I'm gonna bait out the clot and then biotic this out with CVS. I think I did get an Astro at some point, but We'll see if that's what this is or if I'm just gonna do the Beal.
Yep.
Yep, Astro.
Yeah, and with the two DBSs on,
Yeah.
it's not really luck to get all three of them.
hmm and then I have the sponsorship here. Could just get the CVS back. I'm gonna check what he's got there first. How many clone chips he still has left.
I think it's is only one so far.
Yeah, I only remember seeing the one.
Let's see, what do you end up? Did you decide on what to do with the sponsorship?
Did I forget?
Maybe you might have forgotten. Yeah, it looks like he's taking his
Oh, looks like I
click.
forgot. Whoops. Looks like he's just gonna run R&D.
Okay, and now he has a lot of money to
Yeah, he has enough
match.
to pay the trace if he wants to. Yeah. Yeah, so he's not gonna pay the trace. So I assume this is just he feels he really needs to get accesses here. He doesn't have a clone chip, so he kind of needs to desperately try to find the
Yeah, he
last
might
pick
have
in
thought
this
this
game.
was his last turn,
Yeah.
which is
Which since
reasonable.
he didn't have a clone chip, he's seen the fast track in hand, so he does know it's his last turn.
Yeah. Okay.
But didn't have the clone chip to get the clock back.
All right, and that's the game. So it was a tough one. So thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you for the game number 2.